Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about not letting your perception imprison you or not letting your perception become a prison. So there was a podcast, or I don't know if it was an Instagram reel or something that I was listening to, and this man was basically saying that it's very easy for us in this physical world to get caught up in illusions and then to let those illusions trick us into thinking that we are limited, that we can't do what we want to do, that we're trapped, things of that nature. And I think that this is something a lot of people feel, especially when you're, I guess, just starting a journey, or when you're not really sure about the direction that you want to take into your life, or maybe you are still trying to build a solid foundation of who it is that you are and what your values are. And a lot of the times when you're doing this, it kind of feels like the walls are closing in on you and you start to look at everything that's bad, and maybe not even look at it, but it's just sometimes when you become aware of something, then you just start to notice it more, and that can go for positive or for negative too. And so when you feel like the walls are closing in around you, you start to think, oh my gosh, I'm trapped. Like, I should have done this, I should have done that. Like, my options are limited. I can't do X, I can't do Y, I can't do Z, da da da. And you kind of just might start thinking about all the bad things, like I said, that could happen. And when you go through this, because this is something that I've gone through very recently, but when you go through this, it's important to let yourself feel, but also snap out of it as soon as you can, because if you're not careful, you can let your perception make you think that you are imprisoned, that you're trapped, that you're limited, that you don't have options, that there's not much that you can do, and that you're just basically doomed. And that's a very dangerous place to be in, especially mentally, right? And so what the podcast or the video or thing that I saw, this guy was comparing it to living in a mansion. Like, imagine that you had your dream house or your dream environment, your dream mansion, dream, whatever it could be, and you had everything that you wanted there. As soon as you put a gate around that, or if somebody put a gate around it and said, hey, everything that you need is here, but you are not allowed to leave, the thing that you wanted the most then becomes literally a prison. Like, if you view it as, okay, I cannot leave, like, I'm trapped here, I'm very limited, you're literally going to see it as a prison, and it's going to completely change your entire perception of everything in that house, of the environment, of whatever you have going on around you. And this is something that we do in our everyday lives. Like I said, I'm just now coming out of that feeling to where the job that I have, I felt like I was just trapped, like I was limited, like I wasn't in the right space, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. I felt like, right before I moved, I felt like the environment that I was in, it just wasn't conducive to who I really knew that I could be. And I just started looking around, and I'm like, no, I shouldn't be here. I should be further ahead. I should be further along, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And because I was so focused on what wasn't right or what hasn't happened yet, I allowed that to impact my current reality. And this is easier said than done. Like, when you're trying to switch from this, or when you're trying to have a positive outlook, it's definitely easier said than done, because we are conditioned to feed into the negative, right? Whether it be ourselves, whether it be someone around us, we're just conditioned to feed into the negativity. But I just want to tell you, just kind of check yourself and be careful about the different perceptions that you have in your life. And I want you to take a look. If you're like, okay, this kind of does sound like me, this sounds like something that I do, I urge you to take a look at that area in your life and see how you can change your perception so that it's more positive, so that you don't feel as stuck and as trapped. Because when you start to feel that way, if you keep perpetuating it, or if you look around and all you do is say, okay, this isn't working, this isn't right, like, you're literally just going to keep perpetuating that frequency and that feeling. And if you're looking, I hope this doesn't sound like too weird or far off or crazy. It shouldn't, because I talk about it in other videos too, but this 3D reality is an illusion, right? So the 3D is an effect, it's not a cause. So if you're looking at the 3D and you're telling yourself, man, I'm just not where I want to be, this isn't right, you're then going to create feelings that are going to perpetuate that same feeling and that same reality, because what you're looking at is an effect. It's not a cause. Like, it's not that reality manifests or reality is here and then things happen after that. It's your mind, right? Your mind and your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions. Is what produces the energy, which then manifests within the 3D. So I'm just getting so excited about this, because I love this topic. I love when I'm in the flow of it, when I remember, because I forget too, like, I'm human, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's been times where I just look around and I'm just like, what the fuck? Why am I here? Why am I doing this? This is stupid. Like, F everything. I hate this. I hate that. And it's just slowing up the progress, and it's really not hurting anybody but yourself. And it's not helping anyone either, especially not yourself. So again, if you're feeling this way, I really urge you to take a look in your relationships and see how you can potentially change your perspective. And there's many ways that you can do this. You can do this through meditation. You can do this through affirmations. You can do this through mindfulness, through showing gratitude, things of that nature. And I've mentioned him on my channel before, but there's this man, his name is Brian Withers, and he makes YouTube videos, and he literally talks about this and he teaches people how to do this. And his whole premise, it really just mirrors everything that's been said from all of the greats before him and all that will come after him as well. But they're all saying the same thing. They're saying that you need to feel good now. And even Louise Hay, I've been listening to her readings and her podcast, or not her podcast, but her audiobook. And she says, the power is in the now. The past has already happened. The future has not happened yet. You literally cannot change anything from the past. The only thing that you can do is change your feelings about it right now in the present. The power is in the present. And I'm really just starting to understand that. And just even a little side story too about how I came about to kind of change more recently when I was dealing with these feelings, and I still kind of am dealing with them. But, I had these thoughts about my job, about my living situation, about the money in my bank account, all these different things. And I just was tired of feeling honestly, I was tired of feeling bad. I'm constantly feeling bad. Even when good things happen, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm waiting for something bad to happen to me. And that's just not fair, because I understand, because I've been reading and studying and learning these things, it's now starting to pick up to where I understand what's happening, even when it's happening, even if I don't immediately snap back out of it, right? So that's how I was feeling. And so I meditated probably 4 days ago, and I just told myself, you know what, I want to be softer. And this thought came into my mind, and it said, you cannot expect the mirror to smile before you do, right? So if you're looking in a mirror and you're waiting for the reflection to smile back at you, it's never going to unless you smile first. And so that's just like with life, right? We know that this world is really just a reflection of our own frequency, and the things that we experience are really just reflections of the thoughts that we have internally and the emotions and the feelings that we feel internally. And so as I was meditating, I told myself, I'm tired of feeling this way. I don't want to feel this way anymore. I'm ready to be soft, and I'm ready to do it before the world shows it to me, right? And I literally just told myself that. I just meditated on that feeling. I said, basically I surrender. And surrendering is so hard for me. If you know me for real in real life, you're just I'm a little bit high strung. I like things to be a certain way. I'm a little bit, if I want something, I'm going to get it one way or another type thing. Not in a violent way, but in more so of I want what I want. I like what I like. And so I had been waiting for the world to show me why I should be soft, show me why I should be loving, to show me why I should care, why I should be nice, why I should, be the bigger person in certain situations and things like that. And it finally got to a point where I was just I surrender. I'm not waiting for the world. I'm not waiting for this reality, for this illusion to show me something before I become it, because I just know that it's not going to work. That's not how things work. And so I told myself that I want to be softer. I want to be more loving. I want to open myself up to more experiences and more relationships, and to have better relationships. And this was 4 days ago. Y'all, when I tell you that every single day since then, something has happened that has allowed me to practice the very thing that I've been wanting to practice, or something has happened to where an experience will come up, or somebody will say something, or I'll have a conversation with someone where it gives me an opportunity to be soft, to be loving, to be caring, to be the person that I say that I'm going to be. And it's just been a really beautiful experience. And I think what makes it beautiful is that awareness. It's I was so hyper aware of it because I had just meditated and just basically prayed about it and wanted it. And now that it's happening, I'll take an Uber and I'll have a really good conversation with an Uber driver, and then we'll exchange information, and then he'll drop some tidbits or some, advice about life that really helps me. And then, a family member called me out the blue, and we had a heart-to-heart conversation for 2 hours on the phone. And I just wasn't even expecting it. And it's just all these little things are building up. And it's as soon as I surrendered truly, and not just superficially surrendered or a fake halfway surrendered, but as soon as I was you know what, I'm done feeling bad, I'm done feeling this way, it's the world really opened up to me, and I loved it, and it felt so good. It still feels good. I'm still riding off of that high. And so if I weren't in the mindset of wanting to change my perception, I could have very easily stayed trapped, and I could have stayed in that mindset of this is bad, the world sucks, everything's going to shit, I really could have gone down that hole deep. It would have been easy to. I was already halfway there, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And so changing my perception has now changed me to see so many areas of my life as stuck and being really like in a prison and just not being able to escape, to now understanding that no, I don't have to feel this way. Like there is a way out, there is a better way, there is a better route that will allow me to experience and have the things that I want to have in a better way, in a way that's not so forced and not so just like difficult. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just the premise of the video, you guys. I don't want to go on too long about this because it's really simple. And something that I'm learning too is that all of the cliches in life, all of the simple things and the simple quotes and the little things are like, it's really so true. And we really just complicate it more than we need to. Myself included. I'm actually just talking to myself. I'm not even saying you. I'm really talking to me when I have these videos, because I look back on it and I think about the time of life that I was in, the period of my life, and I think about the things that I was going through on some of my videos, and I'm just like, wow, like if only she knew like how far she would come and how much she would learn, and if she were to just let go and surrender and actually step into the person that she wants to be before the world proved it to her, like it will show up. So that's what I'm saying to you guys. This is the message that I'm relaying to you guys. And you know, even I might have to go back and watch this video and tell myself, and maybe I'll tell you now, Alexis, in the future, if you're going back and watching this video, like you got this, you know, you can do it. And I'm talking to you too, the people viewing this. Like, I know that it seems like things are bad, but that's because you are focusing on the bad. And I know it sounds cliche, like when I would hear people say this and I'm like, bro, my rent is due, like freaking this is due, that's due, Scooby-Doo, like I got all this stuff going on, this is going wrong, that's going wrong, I feel trapped, I feel stuck, I feel upset, I feel frustrated, like this is the last thing that I want to hear. But just try it in your own little way. It could be with anything. Just try to take a step back and have a different perception on your situation, and try it in one area. I'm not saying tackle the biggest thing, the most difficult thing for you, but try it in one little thing throughout your day and see what happens, right? And then after you do that, I want you to report back into this comment section and tell me how it went, if you remember. If not, either way, I'm gonna be happy for you. But yeah, you guys, that's all that I have for today. Let me know what you think of the video, and let me know if you can relate to this, or if you've done this before, if you've changed your perceptions before and it's improved your life. I would love to hear about the story. I would love to know how. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye.